Greetings everybody and welcome to Just a Perspective with Just Normie. If you're new, please like, subscribe, and share my content as it helps the channel grow greatly. Today we're going to be talking about Mark Zuckerberg must pay Cambridge Analytica data scandal, DC lawsuits. This article is very, very disturbing because Zuckerberg and Facebook sold as much access to users as possible, according to the Attorney General. And according to the District Attorney General Carl Renson, who says Facebook founders should be held financially responsible for Cambridge Analytica data scandal. The lawsuit was filed in D.C. Superior Court and demands that Zuckerberg pay civil penalties and restitution or damages. We're suing Mark Zuckerberg for his role in Facebook's misleading privacy practices and failures to protect millions of users' data, Risson wrote on Twitter. Our investigation shows intensive evidence that Zuckerberg was personally involved in failures that led to the Cambridge Analytica incident. This lawsuit is not only warranted but necessary. Misleading consumers, exposing their data, and violating the law come with consequences not only for companies that breach the trust, but also corporate executives. Risson lawsuit says that Facebook 2010 decision to open up, look at that, 2010, 12 years later and stuff, Facebook platform to a third party was the brainchild of Zuckerberg. I'm sorry, but brainchild and Zuckerberg don't go in the same sentence. This change let developers access a massive trove of user data that Facebook had collected through the side door of applications, lawsuit said. And this is basically, they allowed people to collect information through an accessible API algorithm code that you can run. Zuckerberg had always been aware that the success of Facebook hinged on convincing users that their data was private enough, while selling as much access to those users as possible without driving them away. Zuckerberg was finally aware that users would be concerned by this newly vulnerable position. So Zuckerberg engaged in a decade-long campaign designed to convince users that Facebook cared about and tried to protect users and their data behind closed doors. However, Zuckerberg insisted that Facebook's policies be as simple as we can get away with. Given that Facebook's platform was designed to allow abuse, Zuckerberg's company largely operated without proper safeguards in place to protect properties of protected users. Policies enforcement was lax, review of app violations inconsistent or subjective, and policies themselves were unclear. Ultimately, the political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica, if you're not aware, also used this data to manipulate our elections in 2020. Use the Facebook platform in a way that Facebook Zuckerberg encouraged to influence and manipulate the outcome of the United States presidential election in 2020. We don't know if this was also utilized too in 2016 as well too in that election. And Risson complaint said Cambridge Analytica knew it could access user data using Facebook's existing developing tools, and open secret that was well known to Facebook's business partner using the platform through API and all that. Lax policy enforcement, blah, blah, blah. All the while, Facebook and Zuckerberg were trying to convince users in their user-facing statements that their data was safe, when in fact it wasn't. Cambridge Analytica is a UK, United Kingdom owned company that utilized it to manipulate users into one side or the other of the aisle in electing whom they wanted on their side. In fact, this was election meddling. And it's not being talked about. And a foreign power influenced a U.S. company, which I believe to be in breach of treason, and that Facebook should be seized by the U.S. government. But we know that will not happen. Unfortunately, we're coming up on the 5 minutes and stuff like that. Let me know what you think down below. Please let me know if you enjoy this sort of thing. Peace out, everybody. Bye.